Speaking of messes, the Rams, has there been a Super Bowl champion that has fallen this far, this fast? I can't think of one. I'm sure there's got to be one at some point in the last 55 years that just completely went off the rails.
I don't remember to this.
The Rams, holy crap.
Right? I don't remember to this. Honestly, the only time I can even I've been thinking about this a little bit. I got to think about it more. But, like, the 1987 Giants, the year after they won the Super Bowl, but because of the strike, they had a bad strike team. They had a bunch of scabs that weren't good, so they lost, like, every game through that period there. But other than that, Mike, you're right. I can't remember an ex-Super Bowl team basically being at the halfway point and us going, it's over. The season's over, and there's no way they're going to the playoffs. I can't remember that.
The Steelers, the year after they won the one for the thumb, Super Bowl 40, they didn't make the playoffs.
No.
I can't remember how bad they were that year. The Patriots, after they won their first one, didn't make the playoffs in 2000.
But they were hot at the end of the year.
Tom Brady had a 3-game losing streak, but
Yeah.
they almost got there.
They did.
But this has just been a complete and total implosion, and this traces back to F them picks because you don't have depth. You don't have guys who can step in when guys are injured. You're not developing young players because you have F'd your picks. And here we are. And to make matters worse, Cooper Kupp's already out. Now Matthew Stafford is back in the concussion protocol. I was told that last night. This has been treated by the Rams as some sort of a state secret. I don't like this, and I think the NFL needs to intervene. The NFL needs to make it clear that you can't take a day and a half to figure out whether or not a guy's in the concussion protocol. And this is a message that needs to be sent to the team doctors and to the independent neurological consultants who are involved in this process. I'd like to think you can figure out within a half hour or so whether or not a guy needs to be in the protocol. And if you can't figure it out, then he needs to be in the protocol. If there's any doubt, just put him in the protocol. This has been so bizarre to me. As of last night, late afternoon, Eastern time, they still didn't know. And finally, someone told me last night that he's in the protocol. They don't want to admit that he had a concussion. He's in the concussion protocol, and Sean McVay won't say he had a concussion. Sean, it's not the sprained ankle protocol. Of course he has a concussion. He's got to go through all these steps before he can play again. I don't get it. The whole thing's weird to me. And we got to care about the player as a patient, as a human being. And he's had 2 concussions now in 2 games, and they got to make sure he's okay. And it is just so odd that it took so long to get to this point. It's a bad look for everyone, and I'm glad they finally realized we just need to put this guy in the protocol.
Yeah, it is a bad look. The Rams don't look good in general right now anyways. Look bad. And Matthew Stafford, he's getting beaten to a pulp. We're getting to the point here with the way the team looks and what's going on and, the investment they've made in Stafford to where I almost got to start. You got to start thinking like, when do we just know when to hold them and maybe it's time to fold them and start worrying about 2023 a little bit. Again, yes, he played great on Sunday. He led them on 2 touchdown drives, bombed a Tutu Atwell, another drive where he just was getting killed and making one big throw after another. But they got nothing. They got nothing, and he has been getting killed all year long. It is. The whole situation's a little weird out there, and again, I don't know where it gets any better, and they're not going to be able to protect him when he gets back, and I just kind of wonder at what point do they start thinking about, why rush him out there? Why even put him out there at all? Maybe we've getting killed the last 2 years, really. Why don't we save his body and just regroup for next year?
Well, here's one of the big problems as it relates to having a bunch of backups on the field, backups who aren't maybe as good as they could be or should be because you got all your money invested in a handful of stars. They have a Big Tent late afternoon game at the Chiefs, which I don't know that, that's a spot where you get 25 to 30 million viewers for a big game late afternoon, 4:25 p.m. start. I don't know what the alternative is in that spot this weekend, but they're at the Chiefs, and they have a Thursday night game coming up week 14 against the Raiders, a Monday night game at the Green Bay Packers, standalone game in the middle of the afternoon on Christmas against the Broncos. What a stinker that's going to be. And then they're scheduled for New Year's Day, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. Got a feeling that one won't hold. That's a game at the Chargers, a home game against the Chargers, even though the Chargers are the home team. All those games now, we've got this rash of single spot, big profile national TV games, this is one of the last teams you want to watch.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do something. There's only so much they can do to move these around because the Thursday and Monday games aren't going anywhere, and that Christmas Day game isn't going anywhere. For as great as Thanksgiving games are going to be, hey, that middle game on Christmas, oh boy, that one shapes up to be not good at all.
Excuse me, sorry, I had a sneeze.
God
there.
bless you.
Thank you very much.
God
no,
bless you.
It doesn't, and again, they're not necessarily a very fun team to watch either. The defense, we know it's still damn good and can give you some issues, and I'm sure it'll be a pain in the butt for, this Chiefs football team this weekend a little bit. But yeah, it's the offense that you just go, they got no chance. The O-line is it's one of the worst in football. No running game. We know the issues at receiver with no Cooper Kupp. There was issues at receiver when they had Cooper Kupp. So it's falling apart fast. And yeah, I don't see anything that says, well, they'll give one last stand and turn things around here down the stretch and win a few of these football games.
Nope.
And it'll look respectable. Yeah, I'm with you. Nope is right. Nope. I could see them, losing the majority of these.
Not unless Bryce Perkins plays like Kurt Warner in 1999. The only problem is he doesn't have all the guys around him that Kurt Warner did. So that's not going to happen, assuming that Stafford misses this week and maybe more. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.